Hey guys, Protogeist here, and I got my pal Leafy, and today we're going to talk about stage selection and competitive play. And there's two types of stages to worry about. There's starter stages and counter picks. And as far as most events go, the starter stages are Lilat, Battlefield, Final Destination, Smashville, and Town and City, and the counter picks are Duck Hunt and Dreamland. How should we
go over stage striking first. So, like, at a tournament, typically you're going to be striking stages to determine what stage you will play on first. So, like, during the first game, usually the players will play rock, paper, scissors really quick to decide who will strike a stage first. And by striking a stage, I mean, like, they will pick one of the starter stages and ban it, meaning that that stage cannot be played on. So you play rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins will then say, I ban Battlefield. So you can't play on Battlefield. So then the next player gets to ban two stages, and let's say they ban Final Destination and Lilat. So then that leaves Town and City and Smashville. So then player one gets to pick one of the two remaining stages. And
don't forget that on game one you can't counterpick stages you can't pick from.
Yeah. So Dreamland and Duck Hunt will not be available to start on game one. Yeah, and then after the first game, the winner of the first game gets to ban one stage out of any of them, the starters and counterpicks. Only one, and then the losing player gets to pick any of the remaining stages to play on. And the same goes for game 3, game 4, and so on. The reason stages are important...
It depends on matchups.
Yeah,
and,
it's kind of character matchups.
Like, for example, like Zero Suit, Cloud, and that's another one, like Marth. Marth and Cloud like platforms, so Battlefield, Dreamland, stages like that. They like those because, you know, their disjoints can hit through platforms and they can pressure better and cover people's landings and whatnot.
Yeah, whether or not the stage has platforms is going to, like, dramatically change the way that the game should be played and that everything should be approached. Like, for really combo-heavy characters like Pikachu and Kirby, the platforms can be used to extend combos vertically so that they can get more strings in a combo and deal more damage. And then for characters that have a lot of vertical kill power, like Corrin with the forward air, the up air, and the up throw specifically, like, those have crazy vertical kill power. So, I mean, if you get up thrown by a Corrin on the top platform on, like, Dreamland or something, I mean, you're gonna die a lot earlier than you would on, like, Final Destination or something like that. So it's important to keep things like that in mind.
Yeah, certain stages have different blast zone distances. So basically, example, Dreamland has really wide side blast zones, so it'll take you longer to die on the side on that stage than compared to, I don't know, like FD. Yeah. So, and then Town and City has a lower ceiling than most, so you might die from the top earlier than most stages.
Yeah, especially if that middle platform raises up. Like, you can get gimped really stupidly. And Smashville as well. That side moving platform, that can work for or against either player, as long as you're, like, in that very tight window of being in the exact right place at the exact right time. Like, Pikachu, for example, can do forward throw into one forward air, into another forward air, and then land on the platform and do two more forward airs right off the side of the stage from 0% and kill you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, like, it was funny though, because I was explaining that to him once, and I was like, hey, so there's this thing that Pikachu can do on the stage occasionally. Like, it almost never happens, because you have to be at just the right time, at just the right moment and everything. And, like, right as I'm explaining that to him, I do exactly that and kill him from, like, 0%. And he's just like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, like that. Like, so things like that are yeah, if you're playing against, say, a Bowser or anyone that, like, can deal crazy amounts of knockback, or like a Ganondorf, I would highly recommend avoiding Smashville, because that stage has the smallest blast zones on the side, and you can get killed a lot earlier on that than you could on Dreamland, where the blast zones on the side are like twice as far apart. So
yeah, I've been hit by strong attacks on Dreamland, and I'm like preparing myself for the next stock to respawn. I'm just like, oh, I'm alive. All right, I guess I'll come back.
Yeah. Another thing too about Dreamland to keep in mind is that the ledges are really wonky. The term that was coined up for it was getting pineappled, because the bottom of that stage looks like a pineapple, and the ledges are worked, like, really
they
weirdly,
go, like, inward. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, like it's a lot easier to gimp yourself on the bottom of that stage for some reason, whatever it is.
And
so,
for people, if you don't know what gimping is, it's basically just SDing because you just I don't know, something prevented you from making it back on stage, basically.
Just dying at really early percents to like wonky things. So you can either gimp yourself or get gimped by somebody else. But yeah, so Lilat is really funky because it tilts and it messes up a lot of characters' recoveries because the ledges on that are really weird too. Like Mewtwo's up B like bounces off of the bottom of that stage sometimes, and he just shoots out away from the ledge. It's really wonky.
And people with bad recoveries like Cloud or Little Mac, they generally, or just people linear recoveries kind of, generally don't like Lilat because it just makes it harder to recover. And if you don't know what I mean, basically like Cloud and Little Mac, people with bad recoveries, they're going to want to recover, but since what Leafy said about the stage shifting, it like goes, it'll shoot left up or right up or whatever. If you try to use a bad recovery on that, they might miss because it tilts up at the last minute, so you might just actually gimp yourself by accident. Happens all the time, and generally, if there's no better stage choice, generally people who play those characters want to ban that because you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, like Pikachu can, and Palutena can quick attack cancel on that a lot. Like crazy. Like if you don't know what quick attack canceling is, it's just like you use Pikachu's quick attack and you can do it into the ground whenever it's tilting, and you can act out of it immediately. So you can maneuver yourself and then act immediately out of it, and it's insane, like all the follow-ups and pressure you can get on it. So like if you're playing against a Pikachu or a Palutena, but mostly a Pikachu just because he can keep up the pressure game so well, you'd want to ban Lilat more than likely.
Oh, and little novelty thing, if you guys come to the monthly on Saturday, wink wink hint hint, you should probably come. You can ask Leafy to do this really cool trick on Battlefield in Dreamland where if Pikachu ledge cancels with quick attack, it looks like Dragon Ball Z, I swear, where he's just like zipping everywhere in a row. Like you ask him to do it, he'll do it. It's really cool actually.
Yeah.
But other characters can do that too, like Palutena, Mewtwo, they can warp cancel.
Yeah.
Who else?
Corrin can do it with her side B, but it's really weird.
It's a different one where it like
it's more of like a
it's like an instant pin cancel.
It's like it throws
instant pin ledge cancel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with Lilat, another reason why people generally don't like it is characters that rely on like a keep away or projectile game don't like it because since the stage tilts, your projectile might shoot into the stage and it won't go full stage, so it kind of messes up character zoning games a lot. So
yeah, it can work for or against Bayonetta with her neutral B. Like if she's on the part of the stage that's aiming downward, her neutral B aims upward, so it covers like the entire, like it linearly covers parallel to the stage. So that's really good. But then like if she's on the upward half of it, then you're gonna get punished for it. They can run right up.
Yeah.
So Lilat is A lot of people typically, from what I've seen, don't go there. Like just because it's too wonky, they're just like, we don't need to deal with that. But I would definitely go there with Pikachu.
Yeah, me and my group of friends and I, we generally don't. We at least half of us used to hate Lilat. Like we would never play there casually because it's like this is stupid. It tilts. We get gimped all the time. But then I'm like, we gotta play on this more. Like we have to learn this stage. Like it's.
And then we did, and really crazy things started happening. Like, for example, I just remembered all those crazy, like, forward smashes I would get, and it would just shoot people. Like, it's really weird. Like, when the stage tilts, if you are on the downward tilting portion of the stage, and your opponent is on, like, more on the incline, and you hit them with an attack that sends them directly to the right, they bump into the stage, and it's really weird how it happens, but sometimes they will just shoot off of the side of the screen. Fly
It's like
off
they'll slide.
at, like, lightning speed. Yeah, they, like, just slide all the way off the stage and off the screen, at any percent. It's the wonkiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so,
we don't know what happens, but we like to pretend that it doesn't.
Yeah, just Lilat stuff. So Duck Hunt, it's usually pretty hit or miss whether or not people actually care to go to that stage. I personally hate it because I think that it's just ridiculous. But it has some really significant advantages for certain characters and certain matchups. Like, okay, it's the only legal stage that has completely vertical ledges that go all the way down. So for some characters, you can just edgeguard, and it's like edgeguarding is stupidly easy in the right situation.
But then again, there's also times where like some characters that have bad recoveries generally have a wall jump, and they can wall jump using the stage to recover better.
Yeah, so it's all just like different things to be aware of. I mean, every stage is like it effectively could be a different game.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, there's other attributes or parts of the stage that are interesting, like the giant tree. Now you'll just think like, oh, I can just kind of camp there and chill, but I warn you, don't try not to take Kirby or Meta Knight to that stage, or you'll kind of regret it. If you don't know what I mean.
The up air strings.
No.
Up throw.
Up throw.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of you who know or don't know, so Kirby and Meta Knight's up throws, when they up through, they go off screen on the top and come back down for like a pile driver. And basically, the throw, when they come back down, the throw will stop on the first platform-like thing that they collide with, and it'll do the knockback from there. So if you're at like high percent, experienced Kirby's or Meta Knights might start kind of, drifting towards that tree a little bit, and then you might be like, oh, okay, you'll think nothing of it, and then, you'll attack, and then they'll counterattack you, grab you, up throw you, you land on top of the top branch of that tree, and you die really early.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what just happened?
Does Charizard's up throw do that too?
Oh, yeah. His does that too.
Yeah,
so.
And keep in mind things like that on like Battlefield or Dreamland too. If they start camping beneath the top platform or Town and City, yeah, they can. I mean, even Smashville, if they get an up throw and land on the platform in Smashville, they could potentially kill you at like 10 to 15% sooner than they could if you were on the ground below it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You just have to be careful. Like, we're going to try to tell you all the different things that we've seen. So, another thing. So, on Duck Hunt, I've actually only seen this relevant once. Jay, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. So, the dog on Duck Hunt where it'll
Are you talking about the Little Mac KO?
Yes.
Yeah, of course I've seen that.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
All right, so for those of you who don't know, there was a high-level game in a tournament between an experienced Little Mac player and Ryu player. The Little Mac got a KO punch, and the Ryu did not want to deal with it, so he jumped on one of the tree branches of Duck Hunt, and he just decided to wait out KO punch and not approach.
Yeah, because Little Mac cannot reach the tree without using his up B, and as soon as he uses that, he's going to free fall and get punished.
Yeah.
So it was a stalling game.
So, yeah, the Ryu player was planning to run out the clock for a KO punch, and, Little Mac was chilling. He was kind of walking back and forth, just standing there, and he killed a few ducks, and when I was watching this, I'm like, okay, how's this gonna end? And what I forgot to realize is that when you kill the ducks, the dog shoots up and laughs at you, like, in the game. And, what happened was he waited for the duck that shows up right underneath the tree branch of where Ryu was standing. And the Ryu was like, whatever. Like, what's he doing? Just hitting ducks? Okay. So, Lil Mac jumps, hits a duck, waits a few seconds. Dog starts coming up, or Lil Mac's on its head. He's at the peak of where the dog is, and he does a KO punch and hits Ryu. Doesn't kill him, it almost does, but I'm like, oh my god, that was so smart.
Yeah.
Like, that's why knowing about stages is so important. That turned a really impossible situation for a Little Mac into something that, like, worked in his favor.
Yeah.
And he actually ended up winning that match. So, there you go.
Yeah, another thing about that stage, too, is that although it really does not happen very often at all, because it's another one of those right place at the right time situations, but if you hit the ducks, it can extend your hitboxes. Which means, like, when you throw out a move, when it collides with an opponent or a duck in this case, your character will kind of freeze momentarily. You might notice that, and while that attack is colliding with something,
it's still active.
If anything comes into contact with it, it's going to take damage. So it can be used to prolong some attacks and give you just like a tiny bit more of a window to have an attack out and things like that. But it's more so one of those things that like you just have to see happen, but it almost never happens. So.
Yeah, let me tell you guys a little secret. Now that we know about Bayonetta getting hit, I don't know how even relevant this will still be, depending on how the patch notes go. But generally, at least as far as 1.1.5 goes, I generally ban Duck Hunt all the time, depending on if there's no better or no worse stage for me to ban. I don't like Duck Hunt with Bayonetta, at least as a Bayonetta player, because the ducks ruin my combos, the dog ruins my combos, because if I hit a duck when I'm doing a combo, it extends the hitbox of my move, and because of that, I'll like freeze, and that either your positioning towards me is wrong and you'll like fall out of my combo, or it gives you more time to air dodge and get out of my combo. It's just and then the dog randomly popping up sometimes, it just makes me land on platforms and I have the end lag that's really terrible, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, that stage has like deceptively wide blast zones too.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you can go out in you can go off screen quite a ways before you actually hit the blast zone, so
yeah,
keep in mind that too. Like, don't think that you can get crazy early kills off the side, because you can go farther out than you think you can.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into Smashville. Now, Smashville, this stage is generally the one people make jokes about. Like, let's go to Startville, because generally people view it as the most balanced stage in competitive play. Now,
I play Pikachu, and I would like to disagree with that statement.
I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it. I just wish, for me, I wish they had KK Cruisin' playing all the time.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, it plays at 10 o'clock at night,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't play it, and I love that stage, or I love that song, and I don't really like all the other songs in Smashville, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, as far as the stage goes, there's just a platform, floating in it, moves back and forth from the stage. And other than that, the stage is fairly basic. It's like FD.
Yeah, it's really small too, so characters with projectiles could benefit from it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You don't have as much room to move around in.
Yeah. And there's a balloon that pops up on the stage. And I know people like to pop it as a joke, but it's actually kind of relevant depending on a certain few characters. Sheik? Ooh. Okay, so Sheik can bouncing fish, and when Sheik bouncing fishes and hits something, she can, if you press down B again, she'll rebound and do another kick in the other direction. Now, what I've seen other players do in certain situations is that they'll bouncing fish towards the balloon, pop it, rebound, hit the opponent with the other side of bouncing fish. Now, if you rebound and hit with the other side of bouncing fish, it has more knockback than the first hit, so it's actually more dangerous. So be careful.
Yeah.
I usually don't take Sheik to Smashville if I can help it.
Yeah. Yeah, my main thing with Smashville is, like, if you play a character that's light and dies earlier, don't go to Smashville. If you play a character that is heavy and can deal a lot of knockback quickly at low percents, go to Smashville. Like, people die early on Smashville.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. Spacing characters do decently there too, because again, less room to move around and less platforms.
I mean, other than that, it's a fairly basic stage. Like,
yeah,
it has Final Destination dimensions, so it's it's the only big thing about the stage is the platform. So like, you can out camp other people sometimes. If you're getting camped by projectiles, you can go on the platform and just take a second and chill and decide how you're gonna do things since you're avoiding the pressure.
Oh yeah, a lot of characters can go underneath Smashville too because it's so short. So that can be a mix-up option. Like if you're edge guarding somebody and like giving them a hard time trying to come back to the stage, keep in mind that a lot of characters actually have some way or another of getting underneath the stage up to the other side of the platform. Like Sheik and Pikachu can both do it really easily. Kirby can do it really easily.
Yeah, Villager can too.
Yeah, Villager, Mewtwo. Yeah.
Even Zersu can.
Oh,
yeah. She can Tarzan, and then
jump
down B.
Yeah. Characters with a tether grab can tether grab into the stage and then drop out of it right before they hit the stage, and they just like swoop right under. It's so fun to watch.
I mean, okay, then there's FD. and it's
pretty basic.
It's just a basic stage. Like there's okay, so the side and top blast zones are very average. You're just gonna it's about as basic as you can get.
Yeah.
But certain characters do prefer FD more than others, like Little Mac, because he doesn't have to worry about getting out-camped by platforms. Little Mac love FD.
How about Villager? Does Villager prefer platforms or no? Because you'd think he has all those vertical or all those horizontal projectile that he could pressure with.
Do some cool stuff on it. I don't know if he necessarily loves them, but I mean, like, you can drop bowling balls from platforms on people.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it just goes back to platforms changing the game entirely.
Yeah, I think he doesn't mind them. I don't know if it's like he absolutely has to have them. I don't think that.
Yeah. I was gonna say something.
Well, there's okay, so here's a kind of a controversial stage. Town and City. Town and City like we said earlier, has a low ceiling, so you can die earlier off the top from that. So characters with really good up airs can kill you really early. Like Rosalina. I've seen a lot of cases where Rosalina kills people really early, and when I mean really early, I mean lower than 40% early.
I'll tell you something stupid about Town and City's ceiling. Pikachu from 0%. I killed my brother just playing around with him the other night. I killed him from a down throw into like a couple up airs, and then I killed him with a quick attack. Like, you know how sometimes if there's just enough space, I'll quick attack into somebody, then quick attack back out just for that extra like 2%. The quick attack killed him. Getting hit by the quick attack was like just that tiny little bump.
Did you have rage?
No.
What?
No. Yeah, I know.
What?
No.
Okay.
So
yeah,
there's some wonk that could happen there. For sure.
Yeah. Be careful on that stage.
If you're playing against somebody who has good vertical kill power, stay on the ground as much as possible.
Yeah.
Period.
Dreamland. Okay, so this stage, I think we already discussed it, didn't we?
A little bit, yeah. Mostly pineapples.
There is one aspect of it we forgot to mention. Okay, so Wispy, the tree that blows wind. Now Wispy can kind of do some janky things. So, Wispy can mess up positioning sometimes, because since you're sliding on the wind, you're sliding, so it kind of messes up your spacing, and you might miss or get hit by things you didn't intend to.
Colin's Mario. Do you remember that?
Wait, what?
Do you remember when Colin was playing Mario, and he got like 5 or 6 back airs in a row all the way off the stage
because of
Wispy. Yeah, Wispy was blowing into him so that he could keep hitting back. I don't know. Like it was nuts.
I've got the ultimate one. So, I think I told you about this a while ago, but QD, who is coming to our monthly, was playing another player,
I love
and QD plays Lucario, and they were playing on Dreamland, and he was playing against a villager. And I don't know if anyone knows about this Lucario thing, but he has this thing where if he's charging aura on your shield, it's very, because of the new shield stun mechanics that came out a while ago, it's very hard to drop. When you get hit by a multi-hit move, you cannot drop your shield. It's very hard to. So you have to smash DI, and we'll go over that in a future video about what smash DI is. But anyway, you have to basically try to get Lucario off your shield, and if you smash DI in a certain way, you can slide your way out of it and escape before your shield gets broken. The thing was that how QD spaced himself out was that the villager was on the side of the edge of the stage, facing the blast zone, and he was charging Aura Sphere right next to that. What happened was that he got up, held shield, QD B reversed into the villager's shield with Aura Sphere. Wispy pushed him into it. Wispy kept pushing, so his smash DI didn't matter. And he got shield broken, and he was so close to the edge when he got shield broken, he just fell to his death, and he couldn't do anything.
Oh no!
This was in bracket, and that was what determined who won or not, and it was pretty crazy. Everyone flipped out.
That's insane.
Yep, Wispy, you just gotta watch out for Wispy.
Yeah, and some characters, when the wind is blowing, some characters need to be mindful of that when recovering as well, because it might just barely push your recovery far enough away from the ledge so that you won't be able to grab it.
Yeah.
Omega stages. These are also kind of controversial.
Yes.
So, most tournaments, or like most like competitively oriented tournaments will not allow Omega stages to be played solely because of the fact that the blast zones are just different and they all have different properties, and some stages like have completely vertical ledges, some don't, a bunch of weird stuff. It's mostly just like we don't want to deal with that. We'll just, like if you want to play an Omega stage, go to Final Destination, whatever. But a lot of tournaments will also, though, have a rule in place that says, like, if two players don't really care where they go, they can just go wherever. It's called, like, a gentleman or whatever. If they want a gentleman to 75 them, like, it doesn't matter. So
please don't do 75 them.
But yeah, no, like if at our events we don't care. Like if both players don't care where they go and they want to go to any stage, that's fine. Yeah, and like if two players don't want to bother with stage striking, it's fine if they're just like, you want to go to Battlefield? Sure, okay, and they just go to Battlefield. Like that, it typically, as long as both players mutually agree on whatever the stage is, it's fine. But otherwise, stick to whatever rules the tournament has in place.
Yeah. You want to talk about like the stages that used to be legal and why they're not?
Okay.
Want to go into that?
Okay. So yeah, what were they? Halberd, Delfino Plaza, and Castle Siege. Yeah, those used to be legal stages before we got Dreamland.
Yes. Okay. So about Halberd. For those of you who play Brawl, this is the same exact stage from Brawl where you're on Meta Knight's ship. And I honestly actually don't know why this stage is legal, if you really think about it, because first of all, remember how we said Town and City's ceiling was low? This is super low. Okay, so for example, I used to main Zero Suit, and when I would get her standard down throw to up air, up B combo and kill off the top sometimes, on Town and City, it's a lot easier to get it, and you would have to wait for the last kick to hit, the last part of the kick to hit the kill. Or if I was in Rage, it would kind of just bump you up and you die. Okay, so on Halberd, if I'm not even when I'm in Rage, I can just down throw up air, up B you, and just kind of nick you with the top of the up B, and you'll still die. And it's like, why does this exist? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, and the bottom of that stage was weird too, because you could jump through the entire stage.
Yeah.
So that was a little wonky, which I guess I wouldn't be too irked about, because that could, it's just like a mix-up type thing.
Yeah, it's punishable. It's not like it's stupid or bad.
Yeah, it's just that low ceiling. And then Delfino Plaza. Okay, Delfino Plaza has some real jank. First of all, it transforms into it has 5 or 6 different stages that it can go to.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of death traps.
Okay.
There's the part
the
where
walk-off.
The walk-off. When it actually transitions, the ceiling gets lower, so you die a lot earlier if you get killed during the transition.
Yeah.
If there's parts where you're in water, so you can get if your character's in the water and they're swimming, and there's some couple seconds where you can't act, so a character can spike you and you can't do anything about it and you'll die.
Continuously spike too.
Yeah.
They can spike you before you even resurface.
Yep. So watch out. Well, not watch out because it's not a thing anymore. But that's a thing.
Yeah. And then the walk-offs are the walk-offs are just a bad thing to have, because you can get thrown from 0% off a walk-off off the side and die.
Yep.
That's dumb. Come on.
Yep. It's another one of those stages where you can appear from under it, like Halberd.
Yeah.
So watch out for that too.
Yeah, and then Castle Siege was pretty much the same thing. It transforms. One of the transformations has walk-offs on both sides, and I think the ceiling gets a little bit lower.
The ceiling gets really low when it transitions. Yeah. Another part is there's the second part of the second transition when you're in the hall, the giant hall.
Statues.
Yeah, there's the statues. Now you'll think who cares? They're statues. Well, those statues, if you hit them with moves, they extend the hitboxes of those moves.
Yeah.
So you could get killed by jank that you thought that you avoided, but it extends the hitbox, so you kind of phase back into it and die anyway.
I just imagine Bowser's down smash going on for a century.
Yeah, that happens. Or certain projectiles will not. They'll hit the statues and not keep going. So it's kind of anti-camping. So yeah. Yep. Did we talk about the walk-off? Because that was a thing too.
Yeah.
There. Okay, so there's a walk-off.
Yeah.
And then what was it?
The third part like has a leaning stage too.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's essentially Lilat, but
Yeah.
you know what? I'm honestly surprised. Like Lilat is like I feel like it just so barely slipped into being a legal stage.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we can talk about Umbra Clock Tower because that was kind of a fad thing where when it first came out, people were thinking, "Oh, it's legal. It seems legal." I even admit I was the same way because I just
The platforms, though, you could literally just grab somebody on a platform, let the platform raise off or like go to the side, and just kill them with it. Like, I mean, you can do that on Town and City too, but you can't actually collide with these platforms. Like, I think it was Jack that it happened to. He got like thrown into the bottom of a platform, and the platform was lowering, and it just dunked him off the bottom of the stage.
Yep.
Like nothing he could have done.
There were some Cave of Life situations, and if you don't know what that is, that's when there's a ceiling above you, and you just kind of get hit back and forth, up and down, and you have to tech it, or you'll just keep getting killed in this Cave of Life situation. There's that stuff happens. There's parts where platforms appear under the stage, so you can kind of like chill there.
Oh yeah, Little Mac. Like if you're Little Mac, it's just like, well, guess I'm staying up here now.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to do anything. And then they patched this out actually in 1.1.5, but before that, Pikachu could ledge cancel on the stage at any time because it was uneven.
Yeah, as long as he was going into it at the right angle.
And this was true for the Omega version too, which was odd.
Yeah. Oh, they got rid of the screen shake on the Omega version, didn't they? Or was it always not there on the Omega?
No, they must have patched that because I could have sworn that was there. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing about Dreamland though. I don't know. I'm not sure if Palutena can do it. I mean, I would assume she could, but Pikachu can quick attack cancel into the bottom of the ground if Pikachu does it toward the center. If he quick attack cancels toward the center of the stage and hits the ground, he can cancel on it. For whatever reason.
I don't know if she can do that, but actually, one thing I forgot to note about Final Destination, this is actually pretty relevant for people in tournament. I kind of do this sometimes. This might sound weird to some of you, but I pick Omega Final Destination for certain reasons. Now you're gonna ask, what's the difference? Final Destination is an Omega stage, technically. Why even do that? Well, okay, the only difference between the Omega version and the regular one is that on the regular version, there's background images that happen, like flashing lights and stuff, and there's like, it's not a static background, like there's stuff that's moving, and in certain high stress games, I kind of think that's distracting.
Yeah,
and
I hate background.
Yeah, I'll ask my opponent if it's fine to do it. Most people don't care, but yeah, I do that because it's just kind of distracting, and sometimes like the flashing lights can just I'm not gonna say it blinds you, but it just makes it hard to notice certain things for a couple seconds, and I don't want to lose a game because of that. So, or I don't want my opponent either to lose a game because of that. So, yeah, that's why I do that. And another thing, actually for Omega stages, the only one that seems to be a regular choice is Omega Palutena's Temple, because from what I hear, it has the same dimensions as Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has way better music.
Yes, it does. Though I do love the Final Destination music from Brawl with the orchestra.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that. But anyway, you think that's it?
Yeah, can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I think that's it. So, anyway, remember, guys, keep this in mind, especially for those of you coming to the monthly on Saturday. Please come.
Yes.
We're all excited to see you.
Okay, so yeah, we have like 31 people confirmed coming, I think, as of right now on the event page. And then we still have like, I think like well over 60 people that are interested, as well as a bunch of people that I talked to at CSU and just like other people that are bringing friends. So I'm actually estimating like 40 to 50 people. That would be really cool if we could have that many people there. Yeah, we're gonna have like 8 setups now, confirmed for sure, I think.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Come to the monthly.
Yeah. All
Woo!
right. Yeah.